disappointed in you or what? So it's an internal motive, not external. Who else, sir? What's the issue? Sorry? Alright, so you're afraid that you begin to stutter and that'll make it odd, awkward. Right?
I just know it's been a huge speak.
What's that?
I know it's been a huge speak.
Would you consider yourself an introvert? Right? Back of the class, in the corner, see everything. Yeah, I was the same way. And I was never an introvert. I was always extroverted, but I always liked to see everything going on. Hey, a few tips about coming to speak. Right? One is that we're talking about speaking. So there should be no anxiety. You're still going to have it regardless of what I say. Two, we're here to make mistakes and learn. That's what learning is about. Right? I don't know it all. You don't know it all. I learned from you, you learn from me. That's what learning is. Right? Three, we all have our unique strengths, weaknesses, sensitivities. It's okay. That's what being unique is. It's being an individual. You're you and somebody else is somebody else. Four, keep it simple. People have anxiety or make mistakes or feel uncomfortable with it. Like, oh man, I said the wrong thing. Keep it at an elementary level. You have an idea about something, speak on that idea. Don't try to get too clever or too complicated. That's when you lose your thought process. Keep it simple. Right, the class is not meant to be overwhelming. I try to approach it in a very simple way, so approach it also too with your companies. Whether you choose this company, what's unique about it, all different. You know, if you have anxiety, I'll sit in the front. Like, I'm gonna look at the class and look at peers. Okay. Chapter 5, right? Market segmentation. All right, so we learn B2C, business and sales to customers, individuals. They advertise, they put out some form of communications have messages in the minds of people. Brands are more than just what we see, it's how we think and feel about companies and products. Right? We change. Something too expensive, something new comes out, we don't want to buy that old thing no more. Right? All of this evolves. It's a never-ending process. Some companies do it well, some companies do it poorly. Some companies hit the mark, they keep it simple, and they may not have to change anything for a long time. Snickers bars, Hershey bars, right business. And then some people are like, oh, I got a complex product, it's technology. You know, like, well, technology fades, right? People got to change, you always got to buy a new one. That's a competitive business. So people's preferences change, their tastes change, their lifestyle change, age, different sort of behaviors. So we say, we're trying to figure out how to be successful in all this dynamic, changing environment as marketers. Right? We're trying to constantly keep the customers that we already have because most of them are. We're trying to get new customers, right? So that we can continue to grow. We're trying to figure out people who don't really buy from us, why don't they buy? We'll get them to buy more. Right? Using all sorts of tactics and strategies. Right? Ad campaigns, email marketing, social media, Google stuff, all different. Right? So now, like, well, okay, we come up to segmentation, targeting, positioning. What's this all about? Remember, we say you can always divide the pie. Right? That's the concept. Whatever product you sell or service you provide, you can always divide it into smaller things. Right? You can create new things out of that division. So segmentation is looking at a whole segmentation, we're thinking of dividing into groups. People that are out in the market who have a demand for a product or service that we provide or may provide in the future. How are they divided into groups? Like, well, what ways? Thousands. Maybe it's ethnic, racial, maybe it's social economic. People who make a certain amount of money. We divide it. Maybe it's education, different needs, based on different education. Maybe it's religious, maybe it's based on values, morality, etc. Maybe it's businesses, different types of businesses, different sectors, subsectors. We said we can constantly look and divide and use it for useful information for us to make decisions to do something, be action. So it never changes. And when we're thinking of targeting, right, we're thinking of selecting who are we going to go after. Right? We divide and figure out all these different classes of consumers and new businesses. Now, who do we target? How do we target? It's way to go about it. Very strategic stuff. Right, this is extremely important because all this requires big budgets, big ad campaign with a celebrity, millions of dollars, hundreds of millions, and it may not work. Wasted money. So we have to be very sort of strategic in how we think about it. So think about this with your companies. Maybe I'll leave you time for us to use that as a discussion. Let's continue on with this. And then positioning is, how are you going to place yourself in the minds of the consumer? Meaning that, does the consumer think you're cheap? And it's cheap is fine. That's what you're for. But no, I know it's cheap. I buy that thing, it's cheap. Some people say, oh, it's quality. I buy that because it's quality. I don't care about it, right? Some people will say, I buy it because it's convenient. And if you're on Amazon, it's in a neighborhood or something of the sort, it's on the way to school, right? How are we positioning ourselves in the minds of consumers? What do they think about us now or in the future when we make some changes? Right? What do we alter about us? So that's really the focus of today's lecture is positioning, targeting, and ultimately dividing the mindset. Okay, so what we're going to learn, market segmentation, consumer markets, B2B, international markets, right? Effective, factors in effectiveness, selecting, positioning, ethical concerns, and target market. So in simply put, very complex to accomplish, this market segmentation, dividing market to smaller, more precisely defined groups of customers or organizations that have common needs and are expected to respond similarly to a marketing action. What are some of the benefits here, right? All right, some of the benefits. Cut through the clutter. Market segmentation allows companies to cut through the massive amount of marketing, hitting the broader market, right? Provability and success. And just focus. Like it gives you a more focus so you can aim more precisely in any kind of strategy that you can do. Right? Provides proper use of budget. So now you choose filtered and able to focus here to assign the right amount of money that needs to be done to produce some sort of effective outcome with your marketing on specifically. Right? So you're not wasteful. Improve focus on the important customers. I'm going to say 20/80 rule. Not every customer is that important. There's a hierarchy of important. They're all important. They give us money. Don't get me wrong. Some are more important than others. The ones that have been here forever, far more important than the ones that just buy one, change the group on or something like that. Right? We need to focus on that. It comes in a hierarchy. Improve product development. Right? Allow marketers to better understand what consumers want in the product or service. Right? So if we divide, we can say, hey, geographic, so four major types, right? One is geographic, where? Where is the consumer located, right? Demographic, who is 21, 22 years of age, college student, that's not income, heavy social media user, who are you? Behavior, hobbies are. Like I always buy online, never go to the store. Right? How did you see it? I saw it on social media. Right? That's usually how I find something. And then psychographic, why do you buy it? Right? I like these particular things, I like this, about this. This is my behavior. Usually only buy these types of things, right? So those are the four main sort of factors of segmentation, right? Figure out where people are located, who they are, right? How and why. Right? Segments of where, right? Cultural preferences. Right? So we say cultural preferences. Culture, we say, hey, overall culture, westernized American culture, have certain preferences, and it may be different from around the world. Different why? Okay, well, America's an individualistic culture. It's not me. Everything's not I. Other cultures are collectivist. It's about me. It don't matter to me. Right? So you do things for the group. Here we may be not who cares about that. It's about me. Right? So different type of marketing strategies and behaviors. Here we can say there's preferences. And you divide it even further. Well, like that's total Western approach, right? But there's subcultures, some people do care. We a microcosm of life. Also, some religious beliefs, ethnic beliefs, racial things. And we gotta figure out how those preferences, taste and preferences, right? Important, we talk about opening up a restaurant. Taste and preferences. Right? Not everybody eats that type of food. Right? So it's important that we position that type of food in an area where people might be a bit ethnic. Right? Taste and palate of that type of food. Can't just put that anywhere. Right? Try to figure information out about that. Colors, right? Things that bright for certain groups of people that are white. Things that more beauty, things more professional. Language is important, right? Well, you like a heavily Spanish-speaking population. A lot of people don't even speak Spanish, speak English, right? People who speak who are bilingual speak both. There's people who speak Urdu, all sorts of things in the country. Important, because many like people who offer a product, but we only focus primarily on English. Right? What can we use creatively and advertising and marketing to go to Latin communities? It's in their language. It makes them start a conversation amongst themselves in their language. And that helps us generate more awareness and position. Right? Like, hey, we can segment the iPhone. Start, yeah, the iPhone, but we promote it in this neighborhood was heavily Spanish speaking. This piece of it, yeah. Different way of marketing to people. Because people take pride in their culture, pride in their language. That's valuable. Those are their values. We have to be aware of them. And we have to acknowledge them. Population type density, like, this is too much stuff. Go to Chinatown, pick a restaurant. Go to the restaurant in Chinatown and pick a menu, grab a menu. 300 things on the menu. Right? But now sometimes things are a little bit saturated. Maybe we should make some changes. Right? What's the pop? Or things are too sparse. Like nobody lives over here. What's the point of opening a business? People don't even drive. No one knows you exist. You can see that even some of the And then the demographic part, the who, right? Like, hey, different purchasing for gender. Go in the clothing store, there's men's and there's women's. There's babies, sorry, kids, right? Important. What are their behaviors? Who are we wasting money by doing men's clothing too? And then women are buying, women are buying everything. What's the income level? Are we luxury? With Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and Balenciaga? Which is weird, I think, in some way, because you think of people who can't really afford it still buy it. So that's like kind of what's changed in the last 15 years of those luxury houses, right? It works. How it works, I don't know, it's still mind-blowing to me. I think the richest man in the world, or at least top is Bernard Arnault, who owns Louis Vuitton or Hennessy. Right? All the luxury houses, watches, clothes, fashion, purses. And like, usually it would have been for a certain income bracket. Right? You're like, hey, I'm promoting specifically for people who can afford it, but that's changed. Because it's really not about who can afford it. People are spending rent on it. Age, right? You don't buy what I buy. Age matters. You might not dress how I dress on every day. Right? You might not be looking for the stuff that I'm looking for. Right? You're like, hey, you're just in a different area, time in your life, and it's just completely different. Mine or your parents, or grandparents, or something like that. Right? Because we say life has a cycle to it in their stages. Products have a cycle to it in their stages. Companies have the same exact life cycle, right? It's an introduction, you're born, product is born, company is started. Let's say, what's next? Introduction, maturation, right? You mature, you develop, you grow, so make more money, education, businesses grow, products become more available, widespread. Decline, people don't want the product no more, business is suffering. You as a human being are getting old, and you're in the hospital all the time with medications. And then death, then you're gone. Business failed, product don't exist anymore. Real life, with it. Right? So we have who are their main focus of people? Where they focus, what target, what characteristics of it. Okay, I'll give you about 4 or 5 minutes to talk about that. Do you think that they may perceive it as a benefit, kind of like, hey, you know, the fact that you gotta have cash coming in separates us, differentiates us, so you actually gotta do something to go to college, which is go get you some money, right? Because most of us not carrying around cash.
And the parking lot.
Yeah.
They don't have to report how much, it's just a thing, like, we don't know what it will look like.
Yeah, you don't know their motive, right? But you, on a set of assumptions, you're like, hey, reporting, it makes it simple, right? It's cash. The technology, like, oh, you gotta buy the stuff, the point of service system, right? We don't wanna invest in that. We want people to get money, because it's a lot of the older people in the community, and that's the kicker. The kicker is you gotta go get some cash, right? You're not gonna be some. Okay, so you can say segment and payment behavior, right? That's the thing. What about it? What kind of segmentation is your company either active in or inactive? How do you find that they segment or classify the consumers and groups? Why do you think they do this? Just looking at what they're trying, their objectives, their missions and goals. Why do they segment themselves under that? This is it. These people, not these other people.
They also have a thing on their website that is, they call it housing opportunities and it's certain, it's, kids with disabilities, assistance, assisted living, or, being in places. So I think it is, from that age forward, relevant to living in their home or,
Like, being like adults and able to.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and those are reasons, those are valid reasons, right? You don't know holistically, but just from the information that we can gather, like, different reasons. One may be legal stuff. Hey, they segment because there's legal restrictions, programs, right? They're not-for-profits, so obviously they gotta get money from either governments, programs, or people donating, and they find that area is a sweet spot, right, or something, right? But there is something, but you're saying, hey, that's a limitation. It may not be the best, maybe they can expand, right, to open up to more people of disability, or age factors. So there you go, there's a segmentation. What about here?
For our company, we think that they do a really good job in segmentation of like the different varieties of sports, disabilities that they offer. They got like
have like jumbo shrimp, or we would have like seafood, bagels, like a special. But primarily it's like finger food, so like chicken strips or even like burgers, kind of looks like a bar and grill.
Alright, so bar and grill, you like cake, you know, we serve alcohol, right? So there's an age segmentation too. We offer entertainment, right?
Yes, you know,
Yeah.
concerts,
Yeah,
you know,
concert.
also private events, so like if you wanna host a wedding, reception, or a wedding, of course, if you want to, private parties, baby showers, any of those kind of things for,
Segment by occasion, right? Say weddings or something special. Segment by even cost, because it's paid cost for the entertainment, right?
yeah.
Cost more money to go watch a show or something.
We also host tournaments sometimes, like we host a fishing tournament where it starts at like, 5 in the morning and goes, till like, I think, 5 in the afternoon, and then pretty much entertainment comes in later on in the day, and, there's like raffles, normally the thing goes till like past midnight, what was it, or no, I went till 11, so I ended up working like 4 AM to midnight that night, so we host like tournaments as well, so
Okay.
we just.
So lifestyle, people who are into fishing, to those type of things. What about back here?
We really segment with who, not necessarily with where, even though most of the customers are in the area. We do have customers in like Connecticut, but the who is basically like restaurants. We don't really market towards individual people. It's more towards restaurants or companies that require the service.
Oh yeah, I forget what is it?
It's a POS company.
Okay, yeah, so offering the equipment to check out, is it like security services too? Cameras and
We
stuff?
do sell cameras too.
So you offer technology?
Yes,
Technologies for, retail technology for restaurants, primarily restaurants, or it's kind of anything?
just restaurants.
Just restaurants, okay. Then a lot of things need a restaurant, monitors and screen for the back of house to prepare food, to know what's coming out, keep track of orders, tables, who needs what, for the waitress, staff, cameras, all of the
Yeah,
above.
exactly, yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Briefly, let's look at Apple really quick before we start to talk about our company profile. Let's look at Apple's segmentation. All right, so Apple segments first and foremost by categories of products. We get Mac, right? So we have desktop and laptop. We have phones, right? In-pocket communications, iPads. Those need something larger for their lifestyle. Maybe it's reading, maybe it's for creative purposes to draw, maybe it's for presentations. We have Apple Watch, right? Those who primarily was his product? Yeah, okay, good answer. You say it's not for anybody. Maybe it's for people who just like new technology, like to experience. First movers, people who always like to try out things that's gonna take shape eventually, but they wanna master it or something, but they wanna experience it. Maybe it's for businesses, right? Maybe it's for laboratories, scientific. There's a segment for it, but we say overall in terms of consumer market, probably really not for anybody specific. AirTag, who's that for? Everybody, right? We all can lose something. Let's segment further. Let's look into the phone. '16 Pro and Pro Max, right? Starting from $1,000, which is interesting. They always advertise the lowest number. The SE. Anyone buy this phone? So these phones are segmented by what factors? '16 Pro, Pro Max, 16, 16 Plus, SE. What are they segmented by? Yes.
Your budget?
Right, they say budget, you're pricey. And even if you do get them through your wireless provider, they're still pricey, right? What other factors? Anybody watch the keynote? No? You think, hey, it's for creatives. If you get the 16 Pro, 16 Pro Max, you might go legitimately make you money. Right? The quality is that good. You can movie with your phone. Very good. Honest. You can be a phenomenal photographer. But you have a device that captures those capabilities. So like, well, you know what, it could be for creators. Or it could be for people who just do a ton of work on their phone. Right? Okay. All right, so let's do this. Let's come up to the front of the class. We'll do this kind of for each assignment. And let's talk about our company profiles. If you need to bring a laptop up or whatever. Each person says something about this. How's that sound? Remember what we said, what is anxiety? What is anxiety? Who could define anxiety? Yeah, a little bit of neurotic behavior, negative thoughts, right? Okay. But really, anxiety is this. For those of you, here's the real sort of deep insight about anxiety. Anxiety causes many things. Right? It's probably the leading causes of death. Right? Because depression is really the leading cause of death. Right? But anxiety causes heart attacks, stroke, right? It's sort of the genesis of it. But anxiety is this. Human beings want to predict the future. They want to predict every single next second at all times. We're looking for probability and predictability of what could potentially happen. Unfortunately, that's in our minds. But in reality, we can't control the future or predict. So when our sort of perception of what's going to happen is different than what happens, we feel bad. Things didn't work out the way we thought they would. Which means that there's a disconnect between how we perceive things and the reality of things. So if you think about that, we all suffer from it. Some of us suffer just less. Some of us are a little bit more, it happens. Chips fall where they're made. Some people are like, I don't care. I don't care about what people think. Right? So you have to think, you're trying to predict an outcome you have no control over. So the best advice is just do your best. Don't worry about the next second of life or the next minute, what's going to happen, what's thinking about it. Right? But at the end of the day, we have to remember, hey, human memory is very short. You will forget what I said for 10 minutes ago. If it wasn't important, if it wasn't familiar, then it didn't say anything. No one ever remembers certain things. Okay. Group 1. The more we present, the easier it gets over time.
All right, so our marketing plan, our company profile was on Johnny's Beef. It's right down the street, really close, walking distance. And it was founded in 1961. It's on North Ave. It was founded by John Loretto's and is now owned by his son-in-law, Frank. The shop makes its own beef. Giardinara? Yeah, Giardinara and lemon Italianas. The shop's cash.
So the current estimate shows this company has an annual revenue of $1 million to $1 million and the staff is only about 10 to 15 people.
Johnny Beef is all over the website and Facebook.
All right, excellent. Thank you. Good information. Hey, Johnny's Beef, 10 to 15 people, don't have a dedicated website, cash only. We know the founder and the son or the son-in-law? The son-in-law is currently running it. We know where the location is. We know exactly what they do. Focus on Italian beef, sausage, Italian ice, Giardinara things. Actually, at Full Johnny's Beef, there's another group in my advertising class doing it. But there's some good, let's see. Here you go. A day in the life, and you can probably use this off WTTW for like your presentation. Would have a lot of insight. Day in the life of Johnny's Beef. So it's showing you, hey, staff arrives at Johnny's Beef at 9 a.m. to begin prepping for a busy Saturday. One of the first activities is pre-cutting the French bread into 6-inch slices for the sandwiches. Right, here's our giardiniera, which we found is one of the key ingredients. Around 9:19 a.m., 55-year-old cook Felix warms the roaster. They got a 21-year-old named Marco there preparing to trim the fat off the beef before they toss it in the roaster to cook. Right, so the meat, that's the meat of the operation, so that's important. Hundreds of lemon peels are prepped for Italian ice before opening. Italian sausage are charred over charcoal just before opening. The beef roast for over 4 hours. There are only a few people in the world that know the seasoning for the beef that Johnny says. Current operator. And once the beef is coated, you can slice. The slicer is running in the back throughout the entire day. Yada yada. But this is Johnny's beef. Right? People standing outside, right? In the cold weather. They do great business. Something you're concerned is like, hey, how do we make it more efficient? Because people stand outside and they leave, they're like, oh man, it's 20 minutes. Right? Losing customers that way, Johnny. If you have another location open, maybe
This is Moonlight Bay Marina Restaurant in Sterling, Illinois. Its address is 1552 Mountain Hill Road, Sterling, Illinois, of course, postal code 61081. And in 1963, Moonlight Bay Marina was founded by Sam Stoltz, and it was put under new ownership in the year 2020. It was bought by Craig and Darcy Knudsen in January of 2020 from previous owner Harleen Hammett, who owned restaurants since 1989, as well as with her husband, Tony Boscia, which he passed away in 2014, I believe. So she owned it on her own for 6 years, but it was primarily her and her husband who ran Moonlight Bay before his passing.
Currently, the restaurant has 12 employees, 2 working officers, and my family. Annual revenue is $180,000 from May 1st to September 1st, every year.
Moonlight Bay Marina Restaurant is a riverfront restaurant located in Sterling, like I said. The restaurant is focused on providing entertaining and satisfying experience for all of the diners. The entertainment offered goes anywhere from concerts to tournaments, just like how we said earlier, weddings, parties, stuff like that.
The restaurant has like a selection of food from chicken to seafood to like a wide variety of alcohol available for purchase by patrons. And it's overall, it's mainly geared towards the people who enjoy the outdoors and provides an amazing atmosphere and experience for all that choose to dine there. Excellent. Hey, one more thing. What's the revenue?
So about May 1st to September 31st, we make about roughly $150,000 per year. That's through our season. In the off season, we're ran by our own family. We make a fair amount of cash, but that's when we have like more seasonal stuff like we do for like specials. Like we do ravioli, like lobster ravioli, or we do lasagna, or we do a chicken spaghetti, or we do prime rib, stuff that you would see as like a finger food. So if there's more like a full restaurant, we get towards that October to December range.
So kind of seasonal changes.
Yeah.
All right. And how many employees is that?
12 currently. Then when we get to the off season, it's ran by me, my dad, my little brother, and my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's like that. Next. What's the name of it?
De La Rosa POS. De La Rosa POS.
So De La Rosa.
DeLaRosa. Okay, so this is my uncle's company. This is De La Rosa POS. Industry code for NAICS is 4492. We're mostly focused on electronics retail and distributing POS services.
Headquartered, 7,305, Lockwood Avenue, Lawrence, Illinois. Was founded in 1994.
The number of employees are 4, and the annual revenue estimate is $175,000.
And if you put the link to the website, it shows you, it's kind of like a one-stop shop, so they don't just offer POS systems, but employee scheduling systems, gift cards, and offer training on how to do them.
Excellent. All right, so how do we feel about